know, with John Terry and Peter Cech and Ricardo Carvalho, who I think that trio of players are just unbelievably good at keeping the ball out their own net. They're brilliant. It means so much to them.
Well, there is always an edge to these meetings, but it has rarely been sharper than tonight. It is a must-win Wednesday for both West Ham United and for Chelsea. And it's live.
Well, he's here. You thought he could have afforded a suit, though, wouldn't you? We are live at Upton Park with West Ham and Chelsea, a match every bit as important to each team. Hammers desperate for points to survive. Chelsea chasing Manchester United hard. After last night, the gap at the top again is back to 6 points. Remember, highlights later of the match between Blackburn and Watford tonight. Also, Liverpool and Borough who are playing, and we'll keep you up to date during the course of the match with what's happening at those two venues. Match commentators here, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Well, it's second from top to kick off against second from bottom. Remember, Chelsea were almost written off at Anfield in January when they lost 2-0 to Liverpool. Since then, in the Premiership, played 8, won 8. A really sterling effort, no goals conceded. West Ham were written off when Tottenham broke their hearts here last month, but then a revival which hinted at survival, although they came back down to earth with a bump at Bramall Lane on Saturday. Peter Cech, the man of the match in the FA Cup semi-final, hasn't conceded a league goal for over 3 months. And Robert Green has shut out Manchester United here and Arsenal home and away. So those two fellas might have a big say on the destination of 3 rather special points here that are on offer. Here's a Kalou. Wright-Phillips trying to impose himself. Lucas Neal played in the World Cup, of course, you might recall, as a central defender for a very successful Australia campaign.
Just looking quickly at West Ham. You see Yusuf Ben Ayoun there, right in there beside Mikel.
Comes out to Drogba. It was no sort of shot, really. Mikel tried to make something of it. Here's George McCartney at left back for West Ham.
I'll tell you one thing I do know, put an awful lot of water on that pitch today. It was really soft and lovely to play on. Looks absolutely beautiful surface it's got here. But Ben Ayoun looks like he's, well, whether he's been getting a roving role or whether it's just to start with, playing infield. Certainly not playing wide on the right, the way that Boa Morty is wide on the left.
Here's Wayne Bridge on Chelsea's left. I think there'll be a bit of a reconnaissance from Alan Kirbishley and his staff in these opening minutes just to see what Chelsea are doing.
Yeah. Well, it's what everyone thought. We've got Essien holding, Frank Lampard at the top, and
well, you say everyone thought. I mean, I'm not sure that Alan Kirbishley was in on that.
I think he might have guessed. I think he might have had a guess.
He'll know
of course, with Shaun Wright-Phillips, you would, I guess, maybe suspect that he would play in a wider area. But it looks like they're trying to get Ben Ayoun, maybe just getting Ben Ayoun in and around Michael Essien. I mean, I don't think they ever struggle, Chelsea, but when I've seen teams do well against them, and I think of Arsenal in the Carling Cup final for the first 25 minutes. Blackburn's second half, it's been when you've been brave enough to get the ball down and work it, and work the narrowness, if you like, of Chelsea's midfield.
Free kick given against Zamora. Zamora and Tevez have scored between them all of West Ham's last 7 goals. McCartney. That's a good run, but he lost his footing at the end of it. Battle cries all around Upton Park. Representing either side of London, west and east. Representing different ends of the Premiership table. Essien. Carvalho has had to play it under pressure in the end, touched on by Drogba. Kalou is playing for Chelsea for the 50th time tonight. Remember, it's his first season at the club. He's fitted in pretty well. Good sprinkling of substitute outings, particularly early in the season, but he's really looked nearer. What do they call them, the untouchables? He's not quite that yet, is he?
It's been an educational season, I would say, for him at his age, at 21. Played plenty, coming to terms, getting a little look at the league and what's required at this level.
It's slightly awkward for Czech. And Essien's header back. There's a little bit of history that West Ham fans can lean on. Portsmouth last season and West Brom the season before both had 29 points from 33 games, as West Ham have now, and survived. Mikel, Wright-Phillips, Essien, Diarra, who's the right back tonight, perhaps the position most changed by Jose Mourinho over the season. Robert Green will be pleased that Jeremy's not there, because he scored the winner for Chelsea from a free kick past the West Ham goalkeeper when they met at Stamford Bridge.
Well, that's Luis Boamorti all over, isn't it? Got a lot of talent, but the boy likes a tackle as well. You don't see too many wide players wanting to tackle the way he does. And I don't necessarily go along with, this is a must-win for West Ham.
Here's a bit of link-up between Tevez and Zamora. Tevez looking for Benayoun, coming around the outside. It's just too high for Bobby Zamora. Just too high.
Oh, lovely effort. Lovely football and a super break from West Ham. You talk about them not necessarily a must-win, Martin. I think if you get a point against the double champions and the team that are chasing a third title, John Terry a little sloppy here. But you watch Benayoun's problem is that Carvalho gets himself in a really good position between Benayoun and the ball. Now look at that, and Zamora, and he has to stand it up above Carvalho. And by doing that, just couldn't control the weight of the pass.
Now these footballs that fly through the air when they're struck powerfully, not always so easy, the players say, to chip. Here's Tevez, carrying on past Essien, which takes a bit of doing. Lampard, who does like to be in a side that beats West Ham, is felt he was not appreciated fully in his time here. He's said a few things that possibly he regrets. That's why he gets a reception very different to the one that Joe Cole got when his name was announced.
Yeah, it was vastly different.
We've got a different referee, incidentally. Joe Cole waits for his chance to play back at Upton Park for the first time since leaving West Ham. Mike Dean called in at around 10 o'clock this morning. He lives up in the northwest in the Wirral. He hated to admit it, but he was out shopping with the wife, and the Premier League ran up and said, we need a ref at Upton Park tonight.
Did he come by road?
He did.
Oh, poor man.
Difficult journey.
Oh, just a bit.
Mike Riley was the original choice. He ricked her back somehow. It's Tevez.
Good touch.
Check.
It's too
challenge from the cross.
Two good little moves down Wayne Bridges' side. Lack of cover in and around him.
McCartney's throw. Touch back to him by Zamora. Zamora's still really out of the centre. He's going to burst away through and link up with Boamorti. Benayoun's there as well.
Boamorti was trying to turn it that way to Benayoun.
Wright-Phillips plenty of room to run into.
It wasn't his best ball. Only had Drogba as an outlet. It wasn't a difficult pass for him. I think that's what I mean. That's West Ham are confident enough and good enough to play it like they've tried to start, Martin, I think they can cause a few problems.
Well, Martin indicating that he didn't blow in Tevez's favour because the move went on. And then there was a foul on Noble.
So it might be part of the reason he's bought Boamorti and Benayoun in. Both good on the ball, both happy to take it, both happy to run at players and commit them.
Benayoun's done that again and chiseled the corner out of a somewhat beleaguered Wayne Bridge inside the opening 10 minutes. Jonathan Spector comes forward. Tevez will take the corner. James Collins scored against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge last season. He's around the penalty spot. Taken by Tevez. Collins gets to it but couldn't keep it down.
Well, Spector might have been better positioned just behind him. Don't know whether he gave James Collins a call. He's going up behind him for an imaginary ball that didn't arrive. But I think 10 minutes or so in, Alan Curbishley will be encouraged with what he's seen. But he knows we don't beat Chelsea in the first 10 minutes.
Drogba. McCartney took one there. In fact, was just a little slow in clearing it. Invited the contact.
It's one of those ones that we see often enough, isn't it? Clears it. Shaun Wright-Phillips looks to block it. We'd probably find out he kicks as much. There you go. Kicks the bottom of Shaun Wright-Phillips' boot.
Benayoun. Tevez. Rio Coker's in the forward position at the moment. Supported by Benayoun. Been some confident play from West Ham in these early minutes. Tevez. Noble.
Break on here. They might just pay for this.
Carvalho is charging up to Lampard's right. He uses the central defender. And then Lucas Neal didn't deal with it. Comes out to Drogba in the end. And it's smothered for the second time by Green. Carvalho still up there as an auxiliary attacker. Mikel, all coming from Mark Noble's poor touch as West Ham were attacking. Danger not cleared yet for the home team. Drogba.
No, that was a chance for Chelsea. Lovely break. Might be the first booking of the day.
Rio Coker. Mike Dean saying, really, you gave me no alternative.
Well, it might just be as well. You know what the game means to everybody, and he's just saying to people, just settle a bit and play. It's a booking. It might be his first tackle. He's used to that. It's around a dozen for the season.
Yeah, 15 is the next disciplinary platform.
How many?
15.
Yeah, might be okay.
Lampard. Defended well by Zamora.
And he apologises to Robert Green. Whether that was his keeper gave him a shout, but I think that's a good header. You know, you don't know what's behind you, then you just do that. Put your head through it, get it out of play.
One thing about Robert Green that West Ham have been working on, Alan Kirbysh and Mervyn Day, since they've been in charge, is to get him to be more vocal.
Yeah. And it does help if you're a goalkeeper.
Yeah. Wright-Phillips. Diarra's cross. Lampard's there. Scored in this fixture last season.
Well, a couple of blocks he made, but I don't think either effort was as good as it might have been. This is, again, it arrives at Lucas Neal awkwardly, and Kalou didn't quite make the most of it there, and well, when it arrives at Drogba, you think the worst or fear the worst. But somehow between them, weight of numbers really, they scramble it clear.
The game of his life at the Emirates. One of those 3 consecutive wins that got West Ham's belief back that they could survive. Probably need 3 more wins to give themselves a fighting chance.
Well, that's why I think this is not a must-win. You know, you take a point against Chelsea, even at home, and you take that confidence of that result into the next game. That's a massive boost, and it might just be the biggest point you get.
Even if they were to lose, Andy, they've still got 3 chances of 3 wins before they go to Manchester United. That would take them to 38 points. I think the minimum they feel they've got to get to.
Yeah, I would go along with that. That is about bare minimum.
Mikel, beautifully delivered pass. And Lucas Neal also gets booked.
Well, having given the foul, and that's the only question you'd ask, is it a foul? Does he get the ball as he claims? No, he doesn't. So having given the foul and launched into Shaun Wright-Phillips like that, it's got to be a yellow card. Looking for consistency, it's as bad as Rio Coker's. Well, between them, 22 bookings. Rio Coker and himself.
Not all Lucas Neal's were for West Ham, of course.
Well, they do like the in-swinger, and Bridge has gone over, but whether Frank Lampard will get involved as well. But they do like to whip it in with the in-swinger from these sort of areas.
Bridge takes it. The runners all went near posts across the line where they thought Bridge, well, he probably was aiming for it, but he...
Yeah, well, that's the one, if you set up a training session, this is the one you don't do. That one, where you don't give anybody anything to deal with defensively.
After Sunday, the Chelsea players were in on Monday, but they only had to go out and train if they really wanted to. Even Frank Lampard, a real workaholic, took a bit of a breather. Drogba offside. Kalou's offside. And they trained yesterday at Stamford Bridge late afternoon and came across London yesterday for the team hotel close to Upton Park. It's not a journey you want to make.
Towering leap, this.
Kick-off.
Fractions in it, but probably just ahead of play. But it was a towering leap from Drogba. No surprise to see him in the 6 nominees. The PFA Player of the Year. Absolutely deserves that accolade. Whether he wins it, it's another thing.
Tevez, after a bit of a jostle on Zamora, again the referee trying to give West Ham the benefit of retaining possession.
Well, they started quite well. Now it started as a team who are trying to contain the champions, looking to go at them, looking to create, left themselves a little open at the back to breakaways. They've got to be careful about that, West Ham. Chelsea have got some pace on the side.
And how far can Spector throw it here? He doesn't have to, because Benayoun just moved into the space. Chelsea didn't react. Defended the cross. Essien's header, then Benayoun. Spector. Didn't get past Bridge. Neal. McCartney. Maintained well by Rio Coker. Oh, he's pressed by Lampard.
We'll get Chelsea tight on one side. There is change of play on, if they can manage it.
It's cut down safely by John Terry. It's his manner, really, this part of London. Essien cut by Boamorte. So Chelsea unable to carry on as they were in possession. Diarra. Wright-Phillips had quite an impact on the semi-final, and
yes, he did.
Certainly on the Ballack winner.
Big contribution to that.
Essien. Bridge. Lampard, room here for Wright-Phillips again. This is Kalou. Held up by McCartney. And then tackled by Bowen, but at the expense of a corner.
You always feel Chelsea are threatening at set plays. Score an awful lot of goals in this sort of situation. Got good targets and a massive desire from all of them to get on the end of a cross in a corner.
Run up by Lampard. Steered away by Zamora, who gets it back off Noble. Rio Coker gone charging forward. The ball had to be played a little earlier, but it's gone wider and maybe more effectively to Carlos Tevez. Chelsea suddenly trying to get greater numbers back in, and they want them all back in maybe now because
the ball away. He'll get booked. He has got booked. Not for the foul. He's disappointed, getting a little tap from Frank Lampard just to settle. It's a daft booking. He's kicked the ball away, and that's why he got booked. Well, a mere 6 bookings this season. Almost not worth reporting. You see the other 2. But it was a super ball from Zamora. He did look up, and Rio Coker's run was covered. Decided to take the more difficult ball. Found his target in Tevez. He did the right thing. He went at Diarra and committed him.
Tevez just weighing up the possibilities here, weighing up the angles. He fires it across. Directed by Noble. Also trying to hold a bit of a higher line as McCartney puts it up towards the head of Zamora, but there's no one running off him. Collins back to defend. Defend again. Essien. Well, the West Ham staff are still talking about a tackle that Mark Noble made on Gilberto at the Emirates that was part of the success package. Didn't quite get mentioned as often as Robert Green did in the reports, but it was noted.
He's 19, get on there. That was Essien, though. He'd certainly have known that. Probably wants Frank Lampard for the hat-trick.
Spectre. Being just weighted a little bit. I think John Terry thought that Zamora was making the back for him.
I thought it might have been a free kick. Look at the little early, John. There you go, leaning on him as the ball drops. That was a difficult one. That's when you say well done to Bobby Zamora. You get yourself the team a free kick there. It's a good position.
Zamora and Collins are the targets. Just waiting to see if Chelsea are going to step out. Now they vary it. Lucas Neal just giving Tevez a better angle for the cross.
Well, it was a better angle, but not a better cross.
Zamora puts it in, and Tevez might get this round the back. Oh, it was too much of a test.
Well, he's done well in recent weeks. Tevez, no doubt about it, but this is a different ball game playing against this defence and this team.
Since West Ham came back to the Premiership a couple of years ago, Chelsea have won all the league meetings between the 2 London rivals. Gingerly Spectre back on his feet, back into the game. Lampard. Wright-Phillips with the flick, but Anticipated by Noble. West Ham couldn't benefit from that, though.
There's a little chance for them to break.
Mikel. Terry. Bridge. Benayoun likes to get on the ball, but recognising that he's got to do his share of the closing down as well. And again, because Bridge gets past him this time. The ball was slightly on the late side, but there's certainly a lunge by Yossi Benayoun at Wayne Bridge.
Yeah. He has to sort of hurdle the tackle, just gets caught with a trailing leg. Oh, Mike Dean's on all right. His judgment of the tackle so far.
When it got through to Green untouched, therefore untroubled, the goalkeeper.
The only concern would be that Mikel got in front. A lot of teams put somebody there, make the kicker clear them. That's a very similar free kick as it the Blackburn equalised with in the semi-final against Chelsea the weekend. Fired in low like that.
And shanked out of play by John Terry. Back to shape for a long throw from this position earlier, and then was able to operate with a short one. Chelsea might be a bit more vigilant on that this time, so he does have to throw it longer, the American. Bit of pressure by Collins. Bridge thought it was a push, but it's a corner.
And that was what Alan Cubbage would have been worried about. We've got a good position, don't push him, give away a stupid free kick. He didn't.
Tevez to take it. Collins poised again. He was dealt with by Drogba.
That's a thumping header.
I don't suppose all those votes from his fellow professionals take that into account, but compared to the goals he scored.
I think the players that play against him, you know, they would certainly notice the amount of times he's back in his own box. Thumping balls out with his head.
Jose Mourinho has called him at times their best defender. And you think John Terry's around. And Carvalho, here's Spector hoisting it in. Czech's come a long way. Almost in danger of carrying it out of the area when he hurled it forward. Tidy work by Neil. Change of pace by McCartney. Zamora. Benayoun. Rio Coca. Lampard. Drogba get this one. And West Ham were fortunate that he didn't.
Yeah, we talked about possession being important for West Ham, that they don't get dominated. And they haven't been. Can't split them. Got a little lucky Lucas Neal there though, with his back turned to the ball. Drogba gets a hold of that.
Spector's ball. A little touch off Terry, who got the last touch. It must have been Carvalho because it's a corner.
Almost a very good ball. He's looking to just take control of that, Zamora, and just the flick off John Terry's head takes it away from him.
Carvalho there, but Drogba's got to keep an eye on Collins again. He's on the move, the Welshman. It's a shorter ball from Tevez. And we'll get another try as Lampard puts it behind. Taken by Tevez again. Collins gets to this one, asks for handball. Mike Dean had a good look at it and waved his arms to say it wasn't a Chelsea arm.
Well, when the ball comes into his area, Drogba's very good defensively. Occasionally, and I've seen it a few times this season, if somebody puts a bit of movement on him, He can lose the player. He does get focused on the ball, and that's exactly what happened there with James Collins.
Here's Tevez, with the bit between his teeth and the ball at his feet. And Czech has to play safe.
I think it's probably going over, but he wasn't taking any chances. Running at full speed, running out of angle really to put that back in play. And you see the hand well over the bar, but this is when he's lost from Drogba, and he heads it down, hits the arm, but you're not going to get a penalty for that, not if you want to give the right decision. I think the referee got that spot on. No movement in Drogba's arm, but just hit it. But that's what I mean, sometimes you can put movement on him, you can get yourself a little gap.
Noble. Oh, and there was a slip. He might have been offside, Morte, if he'd gone for the ball.
Definitely offside, Martin.
Well, they've been very bright, West Ham. They've had some defending to do as well. And the game is, well, just as you would have expected, switching on tonight, coming here tonight, taking part tonight. High stakes, high drama.
Well, it's a little bit more stretched than I thought it would be early on. And that's because I think West Ham have been happy to commit men forward. Chelsea, as always, happy to defend if they need to, but they've got such blistering pace when they break.
Just rolled in there. It was a thoughtful ball. Looking ahead to the weekend on Prem Plus, the North London derby, Saturday 12:30. And Prem Plus HD, of course. And on Sky Sports 1 and Sky Sports HD1, Manchester United, the next step in the title race. They're at home to Middlesbrough. 5 p.m. Saturday. Lampard. Kalou. And the support play was good from Shaun Wright-Phillips. It was very good. It's his first Premiership goal for Chelsea, and it's come here at Upton Park on the half hour.
Well, this is a goal of the highest quality. Gets a little involved there, and then from now on, this is all about Shaun Wright-Phillips. Strength to hold off Benayoun, skill to deceive Spectre, drop of the shoulder, and he's disappeared out of sight. And then the accuracy of a Didier Drogba across a very good goalkeeper, probably the only place he could have scored. But it's a stunning goal. He does things like this, you just wonder where has he been all season. It's a fabulous goal from a young lad.
He wasn't expecting it, but he's rightly celebrating it. Shaun Wright-Phillips for Chelsea. He does like this roll, Andy, on the right of the diamond. It gives him a bit of license to roam it.
Yeah, well, as I said, I thought he might give a bit more width, but he hasn't. In fact, at times he's gotten himself in a little forward position between West Ham's back four and quartet of midfield players in a good little area. Hasn't quite made the most of it, but he certainly did then. Picked up the ball there with stunning effect.
Has been making progress in Jose Mourinho's thinking as far as the league game is concerned, in as much as he's recently played a couple of full 90 minutes in the Premiership. And this is another lift up the ladder. West Ham suddenly giving the ball away and looking a bit rattled, having gone toe-to-toe trading blows with Chelsea until the goal.
Well, that's it. Mentally, what does that goal do to them? That's the question.
It's a goal Lampard would have been proud of.
Oh.
And it's one that Alan Kirbishley curses. And here's Spectre.
Now that's Chelsea. You know, they've been okay, and then all of a sudden somebody just injects Just a massive chunk of quality into the game, and West Ham can't live with it defensively.
Neil. Diverted away by Ricardo Carvalho. And Morte does pursue with vigour. His old club, of course, not out of the wood yet, Fulham.
Let's watch it again. Just take a look at this. Gets involved really deep and then just disappears. He loses Mark Noble, but there's still plenty to do. Strength takes him past Benayoun. Ability takes him past Spector. And a stunning left foot shot takes it past Green.
Tevez. West Ham looking to hit back, and Tevez has done it in the grand manner. That's brilliant.
Well, I'll tell you something, the only thing I'm surprised at is it's gone past Piracek. I'm so looking and I'm scratching my head. I'm not arguing about the quality of the strike. The West Ham fans want a foul here. Frank Lampard goes to try and half him in two, really. It's not a very good tackle from Frank. But when he hits that, I'm still saying, good height, can he get it? This will tell us the answer. No, he's made a mess of it. He's made a mess of this, the goalkeeper, in my opinion. It's hit well enough. He sees it. Go on, put your hands through it. Look, he's just misjudged it. Totally misjudged it. But he doesn't care. Why should he? Team are right back in it. But that's a gift you don't normally get from Piracek.
It's the first goal scored against Chelsea since Jermaine Pennant for Liverpool in January. It's ended a run of 8 consecutive league clean sheets. All of them for Piracek. 13 hours and 46 minutes between Pennant's goal and Tevez's goal. And they're in front again with a brilliant finish. And Shaun Wright-Phillips has come up with a dramatic double here. And Mourinho says, don't write us off. Extraordinary.
Well, this is a finish, but I talked about it earlier. Shaun Wright-Phillips, there he goes again. Runs in behind Luis Boamorte. Now look, no one's with him. No one's gone with the young laddie. Let me tell you, if his first finish was, let me give it 9.5 out of 10, that's a 10 out of 10. This is his right foot. He opens his body. He meets it beautifully. And he puts it top corner. An absolutely stunning finish. And this time I will say it. Take a bow, son. That was unbelievable.
Well, he's made of the right stuff for Chelsea, because one or two heads had dropped for a moment when Tevez flashed in the equaliser. Chelsea are back in front. And Andy, have we been here before with the Tottenham game?
Yeah. Well, from 1 to 3, 4 minutes 49 seconds of absolutely amazing football we've just seen.
Spector. Oh, header.
Well, it should be 2-2.
Collins.
It should be 2-2. It was a super ball in.
Rio Coca from Zamora's flick. Boamorte. Zamora. Where's this going to drop? Into the head of Ricardo Carvalho, who brings Chelsea out again. Tevez brings him down. And Chelsea bench calling for Mike Dean to make a decision. Incidentally, on the Tevez goal, great credit to the referee for playing the advantage when, as you said, Andy, West Ham fans were calling for that free kick. The referee saw the possibilities. Tevez exacted full value from that decision. Wright-Phillips, who waited so long for his first Premiership goal for Chelsea.
It's that
like the London buses.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. It's like Fabregas, isn't it? He's waited so long for his first league goal. What's he go and do? Score the very next game as well.
Wright-Phillips looking for a Premiership hat-trick for Chelsea here. Here goes Carvalho. Oh. It's offside. And Kalou.
Well, it would have been offside, but that's full marks for even attempting it. But should we be 2-2? I mean, watch this cross from Spector. First time, beautifully, right on the money. Go and equalise. It's comfortable in the head. It wasn't an easy header, maybe not as easy as I thought it might have been. But for somebody like Collins, I think he would have expected to have done better.
I just wonder whether Zamora could have stayed up a bit and had a flick at it. He was hoping it would find its way directly past Czech Barmorta. Drogba, turn Neil. Here's Lampard, lost Noble, lost Drogba with the shape of the pass. Essien. 5 minutes to half-time, cup of tea time, but do not brew up early, do not look away. Spector. Noble. Hard enough to get one against Chelsea, and they get two, West Ham. The three that they really need. That's if they keep things tight at the other end, which by no means a formality.
We talked about that centre midfield partnership. Rio Coca and Noble. Talked about, was it going to be good enough defensively to cope with the forward running. Time and again, I think that Shaun Wright-Phillips has gotten himself in that sort of position, and they haven't coped with it.
It is cut and thrust, but Rio Coca giving the ball away. And Mikel couldn't find Kalou. It's West Ham's turn now.
The ball's got to go to Benayoun there. I don't know why he's trying to feed Tevez when Benayoun's absolutely free and can take it on down that right-hand side. And Benayoun even indicating that, play it to me. But Alan Curbishley, who would be a manager? He must be thinking, have I been here before? Thinking back to that Tottenham game you mentioned, Martin. From joy to despair in 75 seconds. It's the cardinal sin in football, isn't it? Conceding as quickly as that, especially against a team like Chelsea.
They're just not living with Shaun Wright-Phillips, West Ham, at the moment.
Shaun Wright-Phillips isn't on top of his game now. The rest of this match that he's on, he never will be. 2 goals, 2 fabulous goals, collector's items, I would put them down as. And I don't often say that, but a couple of goals I've seen in the one match.
You don't often say take a bow, but
no.
You have been known.
Well, that deserved it, trust me.
Lampard with the corner. Can they break here?
Yes, they can if he switches it.
Noble has switched it. Header down. Zamora looking for Rio Coca. Made those runs so well last season, didn't he, Rio Coca, when altogether a different story for West Ham United. Zamora.
And assuming it stays at that, 2-1, and doesn't get any worse for West Ham, I think he'll go in, Alan Curbishley, take a lot from the first half. Of course you have to live dangerously if you're West Ham and you're playing against Chelsea. You have to rely on them maybe missing a chance or your goalkeeper making a save. That's part of life at this level. But I think they've done plenty of good things going the other way that he can concentrate on. positive things in the team talk, not too many negative to take out the second half. But lifting them, I guess, that'll be the hardest part for Al and his team.
Diarra, Essien. Stopped by Boamorte. Carvalho just kicks it long this time. The dropping ball dealt with by McCartney.
See Zamora aerially has been very well in that department. The long balls that are played to him certainly won his fair share.
Tevez. That's extravagant back heel, it came off. Tackle into the back of the heels of Mikel by Spector. Good run by Boamorte on Wright-Phillips there. A bit desperate there, West Ham, to stop Chelsea carrying on that attack.
I think Shaun Wright-Phillips knew he was coming. I think he just put his body there, stood still and thought, I'll wait for impact. Clever.
Wait for impact, he's made an impact.
Yeah.
And here's Benayoun.
I do think the situation like we've just seen there, when Chelsea go forward in numbers like they've done, West Ham are quick and accurate in the passing out of there. They could get some joy still again in this match.
Terry slipped, gave Zamora a bit more time on the ball, which he couldn't use. Diarra showing that Chelsea are a little bit unsettled at the back. There's three in for the cross. Tevez is one of them. Comes out to Benayoun. Czech trying to get back. He didn't have to. He might have to now because it drops for Morte on the left foot. It's got away from West Ham, a chance to go in level at half-time.
Well, that comes because Diarra plays a ball he's no need to at all. Czech just having a word with him there.
Terry.
Good finish to the half for West Ham. So close to the equaliser. Quick throw in, ball down in the box again, I would suggest.
From Jonathan Spector. Boamorte. Czech not challenged quite as much as he was by Tevez.
Well, this is the earlier one. Coming from the other side when Tevez does his best to foul Czech. There is nowhere to hit for Benayoun. He had to take the touch. But from then, he didn't get the touch out his feet quick enough or far enough. Tevez does the trouble here, but if he just pulls it a bit further away from his body, he might have been able to swing at that a bit better. Just ended up a bit too close to him.
Rio Coca. Tevez.
Well, Collins is travelling. He's making his intent known. He'll take a quick one.
Tevez. It's the nicked away from Zamora for a corner. Hardly time to take it.
Well, I think John Terry, Frank Lampard just asking time. I think we'll find this is the last piece of action we'll get in this half.
You'll see Benayoun to take the corner. Tevez just drifting out. Zamora going for it. Comes out to Noble. McCartney. Czech gets it under some challenge, and that surely will be half-time.
A pretty good half we've had.
That's an understatement. The man with a double-barreled name has hit West Ham with the two barrels here. 2 goals inside a 5-minute spell, and either side of Carlos Tevez's 4th goal in his last 6 games for West Ham United. It brought such joy. It was quickly wiped out by Wright-Phillips' 2nd goal. But Chelsea know they're in a fight here. At half-time at Upton Park, West Ham United 1, Chelsea 2.
Oh, it's a proper football match.
This stage of the season, they're really struggling with confidence. West Ham haven't tonight.
You get the ball into Benayoun, get the ball into Tevez. Same again by West Ham.
He's dynamite, Tevez, isn't he? I like it.
He's very busy. The fans love him because he's, he works ever so hard.
What if they get level? What do they do then?
Not what they did against Spurs.
Yeah, they've just got to be,
done
they've got to
tonight.
be fearful of the break, Chelsea at the break. That's the big one for them. They're just going to watch they don't get exposed at the back, you know, when they go looking for the equaliser and hopefully a winner for them.
Chelsea don't need to go hunting for anything else, do they? Will they settle for this?
Oh, they do. That's what they can do. They have that capability with Cavalier and John Terry. But for me, they've looked really nervous tonight at the back, and it's so un-Chelsea. They really, West Ham have made it uneasy for them at the back, and that's why it's been such a great game.
I think Chelsea will want West Ham to come on to them and then they'll just spring them on the break.
That little man, Wright-Phillips, is going to want to get on the ball. He's going to want to get his hat-trick.
Yeah.
He's been fantastic.
It's a must-win for West Ham.
Must not lose.
Well,
I think.
yeah, I was just going to say, Andy said it in the first half. Don't lose, get something, anything, and you can bounce on from it. But is it more a must-win for Chelsea then?
Well, Chelsea have got to win. They've got to win. And I still feel West Ham have got to try and win the game.
I think we've got news of a substitution, so let's go and join Andy Graham, Martin Tyler to sort that out.
Yes, we're expecting a change at right back with Diarra, of course, looking a little uncertain in the first half.
It's a problem area. You talked about it, Martin, right at the beginning.
As well.
I don't think he's found his ideal. I think he thought he had in Paulo Ferrara, but he's not had anywhere near the kind of season his manager wanted from him. And that's been a big problem to fill in. Diarra didn't do it first half. Nervy, edgy.
Well, Paulo Ferreira, who's hardly been involved in the league since he had to play as a central defender the last time Chelsea lost, which was at Anfield in January. The last time until tonight that they conceded in the Premiership.
Well, a little bit of hope if they can have it. I mean, we talk about Chelsea's magnificent defence, but at least 5 times this season in the Premiership they've conceded 2 away from home. So there is hope.
You've been doing some work at half-time, haven't you?
Well, I just asked you.
West Ham kick-off, 2-1 down. So they've given Manchester United some heartache here from time to time in terms of title races. And Sir Alex Ferguson might be thinking it's about time they did it to somebody else.
Well, this ends up in between both. A little deflection and the ball drops it nicely onto Boamorti's head, and it's just in between both. It's in between a attempt at goal and Tevez coming in at the back post to slide it in. But I have to agree with Gary Mack at half-time, just as he left. He said, you know, he just thinks, yeah, West Ham might force the play and go on, but you just fancy that at some time in the half they'll put another passage of play together, Chelsea, and nick a third.
Bridge headed out by Neil. Benayoun central, but not able to keep the ball. The shot from Essien, which is his sort of range. That Old Trafford crossbar is probably still shaking a bit from the effort he hit against it on Sunday.
Well, a little measure there, I think, of what Zamora's done aerially. Too many times, and you don't see it often. Carvalho and John Terry just back off Zamora and let him bring it down.
Tevez coming in from the left again, as he did when he scored. He's got it back to McCartney. Oh, what a chance at the far post for Bobby Zamora. He maybe saw it a bit late.
Well, that's the only thing I can say. And if he has, then that's the excuse. But it might even be that Wayne Bridge expects to clear it, because as it comes across here, it's dropping for him. And, well, at this level, and we have to concede, we are at this level, that's a brilliant opportunity for Zamora.
Boamorti and Zamora, sentences of this second half. And now Lampard at the other end, and Green dives at it to try and prevent a corner, which he can't do. It wasn't actually threatening the goal.
Well, he's big enough to go and take the corner, Frank, that's what I will say, because you must expect pelters from the corner that he's walking into.
Trying to get to the near post, Drogba as well. Out comes Green with a good fist. Drops here to Bridge. Terry's there. Not decisively. And he's not going to stay there because Phil Sharp, the assistant, has said goal kick.
I'm not so sure I agree with that, but I'm a lot further away than those two officials.
Got the ball, and got a bit of Drogba as well. Rio Coca. McCartney. Now Neil. Collins goes long. And the Carvalho doesn't really deal with it. Jumping with Benayoun that time. And Drogba, well, I thought was raised by Collins. Drogba, there was an earlier incident which has had a little bit to do with this, I think.
Well, I just wonder if knowing that he'd already booked Collins saves him. I mean, I think the ball's up there, yeah, and it's dangerous. But the ref does go over, the hand goes to the top pocket, and I think he realises it's Collins, and he just drops it down.
James Collins' job really here is to deal with Drogba, to let Lucas Neal sort of balance off him and try and cope with Kalou.
Well, it was a nasty whack in the face, there's no doubt about that. He's often classed as being theatrical, Didier Drogba, but he did get a smack there.
Wandering, he's got a bit of blood on his lip, and obviously the way the regulations are now, he will need to have that cleaned up. Lampard. Free kick given. Morte protests. Back to where he wants to be. Lampard takes, and Green, has he been able to keep it out? It's forced in the end, and Chelsea have scored through Kalou.
Oh, what a ball this is in. And this is always my belief that bending it away from the goalkeeper is every bit as good, because it keeps this in play. And Drogba goes in and gets a great touch in it just there, and it's an unbelievably good save from the goalkeeper. He needed a bit of help, he needed a bit of luck, and he didn't get it. But that's all due to the quality of the ball in from Frank Lampard. Sometimes balls are undefendable. That's what that was. And the front two, who I think have been really quiet in this game, have combined in some way to get in a third goal, and probably a decisive goal as well. Drogba has been booked. I can just looking down below me. Referee's with him, card's been out.
It was 3-1 in this fixture here to Chelsea last season, and it's 3-1 now, and it is the difference between near top and near bottom, the quality of the finishing. West Ham came out with 2 chances of their own at the start of the second half. They could have got it back to 2-2 before half-time with the Collins chance. But Chelsea have maximised their opportunities.
Well, I can't tell you what a good quality ball that was in. Bent in beautifully, in behind the defenders. They're all frightened if they put a foot on it, it's an own goal.
He's getting a bit more fractious now. I don't know what Carvalho was really on about, but
9 out of 10 for artistic.
Drogba. He was using the goal as a justification, really, for what he felt was a bit of a battering he was getting from James Collins. His part in Kalou making it 3-1, and Drogba's celebrations were ruled to be excessive. But here's Morte. Lampard showing too much of it to Tevez. West Ham have got to keep their heads. They've got to keep some semblance of shape to their play. Chelsea are doing the cooking here. And Drogba is allowed to get it down. Could they get another one? Didier Drogba. And Green diverts it away from the goal.
Looking for offside. Flag stayed firmly down. It must have been close. You look at that. Drogba's well off as that ball's delivered. Well offside. Flag should have gone up and didn't, but that's an uncharacteristically bad touch from Drogba. He drops that down in front of him, and he's got a great chance. But the poor touch, I'll put paid to that. And you're right, West Ham have got to be careful. The one thing they don't want is that it turn into some sort of a rout. Goal difference could be all important down there.
Lampard takes. What did Chelsea get? 3 at Everton. They got 3 at Wigan in wins. Here's Paulo Ferreira. Plenty of room for Lampard. He'd like to get in on the goal-scoring act, I'm sure. Rio Coca. Ambitious, and the Nobles lost it, tugged at Drogba's shirt. With a 2-goal cushion, Drogba still the Premiership's leading scorer, although he's been hitting the net particularly regularly recently. Wanted to have a crack, and you don't score if you pass it.
No. Probably nothing on for him. I think the shot was there to take on. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
One goal in his last 10 in all competitions.
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't know that one.
I'm surprised at that. You normally do know.
No, I don't. I know goal scoring. I do. I mean, I knew about his not his great return in away games in the Premiership.
Tevez takes the free kick. West Ham get a foothold again back into the fixture, in which they contributed plenty in the first half. Noble on to Zamora.
There's that space again for Wright-Phillips. He gets in there.
Well, we've heard Sir Alex Ferguson talk recently about the depth in his squad. I think Chelsea is showing that, particularly with the goal scorers for Jose Mourinho. 2 from Wright-Phillips, 1 from Kalou.
And I think when you look at the bench, I think too many times Jose Mourinho's looked at his bench this season, and it hasn't been what you say packed with talent. But you look at it tonight: Makelele, Cole, Ballack and Ferreira. Not bad.
There's plenty forward for West Ham here. Rio Coca slipping it to McCartney. Headed by Paulo Ferreira. Try and let it run here. There wasn't enough place on the ball. He recognised that quickly enough. Nicely cleared by Carvalho. Spectre. No one really attacking the box for a diagonal for West Ham.
That's a lovely goal from Drogba.
Kalou. Past Spectre. Pick a ball for Lampard. Drogba! Well, the spin, the shot past the goalkeeper, but just past the post.
Well, so this is so typical Chelsea. Who arrives at the edge of the box? Who do you think? Frank Lampard. Doesn't manage to squeeze it through. The only thing missing is the finish from Drogba there.
Those runs that Frank Lampard learnt about here as a West Ham player. It's very sad that he doesn't look back on his time at Upton Park with any great affection. Bitter, I think, is the word, and part of that, as Jamie pointed out, knowing the family structure well, was the way his father was dismissed from the West Ham coaching staff. But life goes on, and Frank's gone on to greater things. Frank Jr., that is, and Frank Sr. is always there to watch and support and give the right kind of advice, I'm sure. Tevez takes. Collins disappointed, he got to it, but couldn't get it back across the face of the goal. It's 3-1 Chelsea, and there's still more than half an hour to go.
I think you just don't know what West Ham's belief is. I think at 2-1, Tevez getting back in to defend there helped Lucas Neal, but at 2-1, you think belief would have been there. Yes, they can get another goal. Yes, they could force the play in if they get lucky, but 3-1, you just wonder how many down there in claret and blue believe that there's a point at here.
Zamora still chasing. We saw Tevez working back.
Well, that's got to happen for the bigger picture. And we've touched upon it, and that's the 4 games that are left after this.
Noble, McCartney. Now they go home to Everton, away to Wigan, home to Bolton, and then away to Manchester United. When the title might not be decided. Certainly Chelsea chasing with all their might. And in great shape here, with still a third of the game to go to cut the deficit back to 3 points. Noble. Galloping forward. Here's Essien. And again. Chelsea are very good at taking the heat out of a game when they're in front.
Do you know what the impression I get? They like defending. Do you know what I mean? They've got players out there who love being put under pressure, who love being tested defensively, and they're all quite prepared to stand up there and be counted. I mean, in all honesty, Mark, there's not... I mean, you look at the scoreline 3-1 and you think, well, this must have been business as usual for Chelsea. But it's not been like that. They're behind West Ham because of 2 quite brilliant finishes from Shaun Wright-Phillips and a brilliant free kick in from Frank Lampard that they couldn't deal with. You talked about quality at this level, at the very highest level in this league. That's the difference.
Noble will learn so much from his part in these relegation battles, even if West Ham do go down. He didn't play in the Premiership at all in the year 2006. But Alan Kirbishley has recognised maybe something of himself as a local boy here. West Ham manager actually made his league debut in a home fixture for the Hammers against Chelsea.
Half an hour to go, and you think that Alan Kirbishley, maybe if he's thinking about just tonight, would be thinking about making the change, or making a change.
Drogba, oh, and he's got the better of Neal. It's 4 for Chelsea, and Didier Drogba's got to be careful with his celebrations here, having just been booked, and he realised that his teammates went to him as well. But the power of the side that is second in the Premiership is too much for the side lying second from bottom.
It's quality at the top end of the pitch. There's no finesse about this move at all. Not until we get to the end of it. It's a big club from the goalkeeper, and then Drogba spins in. A wonderful ball from Lampard. Lucas Neal gets deceived by the spin and bounce of the ball. Watch this as it bounces. Bounces past Neal, misjudges it. But look at that for quick feet from a big lad. Sorts his feet out very quickly. Simple finish for somebody like him. Make that game over, and the gap now 3, and the goal difference as far as Alan Kirbishley is concerned must be concerning. Chelsea have done it again, and I I tell you what, I don't half admire them for it. Week after week in the last few months, they've been asked to come out after Manchester United and get a result, and week after week they've done just that, and that is a mark of champions.
Well, sending some of the West Ham fans home early, very early really. And he's always worth a shot, isn't he, the Icelandic owner who wears his heart on his sleeve. Egert Magnusson. He's got his chin on his sleeve now.
Well, what I was just thinking there is, see some movement. It's now a wonderful opportunity. If you want to just preserve one or two of your players now at 4-1 up, he's got Ferrara on. He's got an opportunity if he wants to get Joe Cole on, or Ballack, or Makelele, and just take a couple off.
This is Boa Morte. West Ham have a corner. Collins going towards the near post this time. Neville just hovering on the edge. Collins is still in there. And beyond him, Zamora. Tevez maybe seeking the angle that he scored from, but the danger was recognised by Wright-Phillips. Now, compared to Manchester United, Chelsea aren't big hitters with the big wins.
No.
But
yeah, that's the thing people say, isn't it? Chelsea get to 2 ahead and then that's it. Just close the game down, see it out.
I can't remember them getting 4 away in the league at Liverpool, didn't they? They won 4-1. 18 months or so ago. That was some win. Not time for more here. They've got another corner to defend. Taken by Benayoun. Here's Tevez. Got by the start frame of Essien. McCartney. Decent attempt to get it in again. No one had really made an ambitious run across to the front post for West Ham.
What was the word Sir Alex used last night after his victory? We want to win as economically as possible. Make a note of that from now on in this game. I think that's exactly what Chelsea and Jose Mourinho will want his players to do. See the game out. And the minimum of fuss now. And the minimum of exertion.
But here's someone who'll want to make an impact. Joe Cole, his first appearance back at Upton Park since he left to join Chelsea. The departure far less acrimonious than Frank Lampard's. I think the boos are probably going up for Drogba.
Yeah, they are, Martin. They just said substitute Didier Drogba. They haven't announced who's coming on yet. I think you might notice a little difference. As you said, you expect him to get a decent enough reception.
Now listen to this.
Yeah, polite.
Joe Cole, a former West Ham United captain. Think back again only to where the second half started. And that does Zamora a chance at the far post. Little glanced header from Boa Morte even prior to that, but ended up nowhere. Might have pulled it back to 2-2, and then Chelsea turned on the force of their football and left Alan Kirbishley and Mervyn Day with a very difficult last quarter of the game.
Well, I know he's not played many games for him, Luis Boamorte, but he's been extremely quiet and ineffective tonight. Might be an area where they might look to get someone on, even if it's a front man, get Carlton Cole or Kepa on to play in an advanced area. It's just not been his night.
Well, we're talking about swapping clubs, of course. I'm with Carlton Cole, who is a Chelsea product. Lampard. I think enjoying the chance to play just a little bit more advanced, where he can be creative. He's been in the Makelele role recently for Jose Mourinho and done very well at it. Essien's got it tonight.
No, I just think this lad's got so much talent and ability. I mean, I see Essien playing in Makelele role, and I see Mikel playing higher up the pitch in a more adventurous area, but we shall see.
Carvalho. This time trying to stop Joe Cole settling into this comfortable scenario for Chelsea. Zamora. Here's Benayoun. Short of numbers in the middle.
Yeah, totally short of numbers.
With Rio Coca. McCartney. Benayoun. He was a little bit tentative for him. Lampard. And Rio Coca, who has been booked, has to be a little bit wary of Mike Dean.
Oh, and this is a foul. He's just a little sloppy with his touch. Frank Lampard nicks in quickly. Little hack at his heels here, trying to get the ball. And I see Carlton Cole stripped and ready to come on.
It is Carlton Cole coming on, who officially had 5 years as a professional with Chelsea, although he was out on loan for a lot of that time and didn't play because he was on loan against the Stamford Bridge side. It's his first appearance against them, so he is a full West Ham player. He's come on for Bobby Zamora. It's not the best of circumstances to come on as a forward, but
I'm a little surprised. He might have kept on as many front men as he could.
Lampard. Essien. Here's Joe Cole. Wright-Phillips, who joined us late. He's on a hat-trick with his 2 first-half goals. Cole, Mikel, Essien. We've got the ball. We're going to make it very hard for you to get it. So this has been stamped out by Chelsea.
And what they've got on, of course, on the pitch at the moment, the outfield players have got. They've got players that play every game. You've got Carvalho and Terry. You've got Essien. You've got Lampard. They play every game. And in and around that, you've got players who haven't played much this season who want to stay on and get the ball. The likes of Kalou, Joe Cole, Shaun Wright-Phillips, John Obi Mikel, they all want to play as much as possible, so that's what they've got on your Chelsea at the moment.
Doesn't sound very good news to West Ham United, does it? When you put it like that. They're trying to inspire a bit of better news towards Collins with the free kick.
Is that what you're showing Wright-Phillips back there? No. Kalou, was it?
Phillips has been left upfield.
I was going to say, he doesn't usually bring the small players back, Mourinho. Good clearing head of that.
Yeah, forwards aren't always the most disciplined when it comes to marking big defenders who come up at set pieces, and Collins has looked dangerous. Curved by the vigilance of Salomon Kalou. He's prepared to take a bang for his team, still rubbing his head. Got some more marking to do. It's Tevez to take. Again, James Collins gives it his all.
Well, he's had 2 or 3, I wouldn't say great chances. Certainly one good chance, and 2 of these were kind of half chances. Decent run, attacks the ball well, just gets it a little high in his head, a little bit behind him. Just made the direction difficult.
Carvalho. Phillips rather grabbed by Tevez. If only West Ham could have got the same sort of a recent productivity out of Tevez earlier in the season.
Yeah. To be fair, it wasn't easy for him, was it? Circumstances were different.
Carvalho. To the 75-minute mark. And Chelsea very much in control here. This is Essien. Wright-Phillips. Kalou for Pereira. Essien!
Lovely ball in. Just drift it into that area, dropping around the 6-yard box. He does deliver a good ball, Paulo Ferreira, when he's playing well. It's a lovely ball in. Collins just about does enough to put Essien off.
Change in the middle of midfield. Nigel Rio-Coco was booked quite early in the game. And they won't want him to be suspended for the vital fixture still ahead for West Ham. Hayden Mullins, who missed the cup final through suspension last season. Cole heads on. And carry on to chase his own chest control. McCartney. Benayoun. Deflected off Essien. Spectre's chasing this. Good work defensively by Mikel. Grab there by Mullins. Essien thought he was away. He doesn't need to react. Mike Dean's in charge, taking stock of the situation.
Well, Mark Noble, I know he doesn't need to react. Mark Noble get involved as well with him. It's a foul, grabbing at that. It's a booking, he gets it.
Michael Ballack's going to come on. The man who settled the semi-final at Old Trafford on Sunday, but I must say I didn't hear too much about it in the media aftermath. There was all that talk about the Abramovich-Mourinho relationship, and did they meet by chance or by design? Was it actually in the dressing room? Was there a hug or a handshake, as if world peace depended on the outcome? Anyway, there's not much peace here for Frank Lampard, but I think he can go off applauding the Chelsea fans and applauding the scoreline. He's kept his emotions under control. Lampard in the hostile environment that it always is. Maybe he's been a bit responsible for that hostility as well. Possibly he would admit to that. Anyway, Ballack is with us.
Well, what you'd expect from Frank. Professional performance. Job done. But the third goal is the one that's absolutely gold. West Ham stone dead here in this game. Really knocked the stuffing right out of them. They've not been the same at all since that third goal. It's very comfortable from then for Chelsea.
Quick word on Saturday's action for you. Prem Plus North London derby, always worth watching at White Hart Lane, this one. Followed by Manchester United's attempts to pull 6 points, shall we say, ahead of Chelsea again against Middlesbrough. That's Saturday at 5, Sky Sports 1 and Sky Sports HD 1.
Don't know Chelsea playing again, though.
They play on Sunday, don't they? At Newcastle.
All right, gotcha.
So they're playing second again. You can see that on the Prem Plus next Sunday. Joe Cole has interplay with Kalou. Here comes Tevez, who I must say, I know you're not too fussed about the yardages on that Prozone machine, but he has covered a lot of ground, it seems. I'd like to know his stats on that. Here's Cole. Hasn't scored a Premiership goal since he scored against Manchester United the day Chelsea clinched the Championship last season. That's, of course, because of injury largely.
Joe will just be pleased to be back playing. I think he did a good shift at the weekend. I think a lot longer than his manager expected. He talked about getting an hour from him in the semi-final. He got a lot more than that, and that's probably why he wasn't selected from the start tonight.
Here's Kalou. He has to dive. Bit of a speculative flag. I don't know how.
I would argue that the linesman can ever see that. Yeah. I'm telling you now.
He wasn't right on the line. Maybe that's
why.
Yeah.
Because Robert Green's body is shielding everything. How can you see it? He's saying, there's his body. Look at the linesman. Still 6-7 yards away. Ball's not out. Ball's not out. Nowhere near out. And yet flag is up. Well done, line up.
It's a lucky corner. Bridge. Wright-Phillips selfishly passing it.
I just thought as he controlled it, it sat nicely. And I wanted to go on, son, smash it.
Jose seems happy. And Roman is happy.
Must have been a good joke, that.
I'll leave it to Jeff Shreves to tell us whether they meet later on. And it's another booking for West Ham. It's for McCartney.
One thing on that subject, I just hope, as a neutral, that we don't lose Mourinho from the league, personally. He's been an absolute breath of fresh air, like him or not, as the case may be. I don't want to see the guy out this league, managing somewhere else.
That's a non-coded message from Andy Gray to Roman Abramovich.
That's the league will be poorer without him, I would say that.
Plenty that would agree with you, Andy. And there's tilt at 4 trophies for Chelsea this season. Certainly hasn't suffered a setback here.
That's not a bad ball in again.
Well, Morte again, the one trying to get in on the cross.
But they put Carlos Tevez on, and I wonder where he'd play, and he's played right side of midfield.
The player on loan from Sevilla, Kepa, is coming on. Carlos Tevez, who has run, and he's scored as well. And you can point at Petr Cech, but if you don't take on the responsibility of the shot, you don't force a mistake from the goalkeeper.
What's that old phrase? Don't buy a ticket. You don't win any raffles.
He might have won that raffle, but he hasn't won the match.
No.
And he has a massive part to play for West Ham in their remaining fixtures, Carlos Tevez. They've come to rely on him pretty heavily. The fans love him here.
And they just stop the play a minute. Somebody on the pitch it shouldn't be. Steelers look like they've got it under control.
I was just thinking earlier, Andy, Chelsea only had to look at the league table to have a maximum incentive coming here, but one or two idiots who threw bottles at the team bus on the way to the ground that we reported before kick-off could not have done more to sharpen Chelsea's focus.
Absolutely.
They've had their difficulties. I'd say it's all been one-way traffic. But the speed with which they got back in front after Tevez had equalised probably be looked upon as the pivotal moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we've seen from Chelsea tonight is what we've seen most of the season. The team hugely disciplined and organised at the back and drilled to perfection. And two centre-backs I think are as good as any in the business at the moment as a partnership. They have one of the best goalkeepers in the world, maybe at fault at the goal. And then what they've put on tonight is a show of clinical finishing. I mean, all right, the third goal's a scrappy one, but the other three, just goals to admire.
Well, I think admiration is the word for both Manchester United and Chelsea for what they've continued to do with an amazing consistency. However, it all pans out at the end. And here's Ballack. Chelsea look for goal number 5 here. Here is their number 5 for Essien.
So better keep ball out. Last 5 minutes.
Nice surface on which to do it too.
Absolutely beautiful surface. Had to pull Gallagher McAllister away from it before the game, and let him downstairs. He was definitely gone. Just talking about how good it felt.
Well, after 3 straight wins, there have been a couple of humbling experiences for West Ham United at Bramall Lane and here tonight. Maybe worse for Alan Kirbishley in Sheffield, really. I'd expect to be 3 adrift to the side going for the title. They had their chances on Saturday. Joe Cole. Bridge. Can't keep it in. That is not a job for Chelsea in these circumstances. And West Ham was packed to the rafters at kick-off.
Yeah.
That's not the case now. Kepa. Chance to maybe tee something up for Morte. He's got the ball back.
So I'll try a pass and give it up. You can have one and give it back.
Flexing of the muscles there from Essien. Here's Mikel. Ballack. Offside against Kalou, not much in it.
No, just ahead it looked. Just ahead.
Well, their admiration might be grudging, but I think it will be there for Chelsea. And their worry lines increase for West Ham United's Premiership future.
just booking him for consistent foul and persistent foul, I guess you call it.
Wood heaving Luis Belmonte. West Ham's fifth booking. Chelsea looking for a fifth goal from Joe Cole's cross.
Lovely cross as well.
Essien. It's a weary-looking West Ham United now.
It is, isn't it?
Well, we just don't know still which of these two great super clubs, if you like, at the top two of the Premiership are going to end up with the trophy. But it's been brilliant entertainment watching it to this point, and will only continue thus until there is a decisive moment.
You just get the feeling, though, that May the 9th, Wednesday, make a note of it, Manchester United arrive at Stamford Bridge, might just be the day.
Manchester United know that if they keep winning their other games, they can lose at Stamford Bridge.
Correct.
There might be some, or more than a crumb of comfort.
Yes, it will be a crumb of comfort. It'll be more than that.
As Jose say, they're going to drop points from the moon and then through Stamford Bridge. The moon was Portsmouth, wasn't it? He's always got a phrase to keep us on our toes. Here's Essien. 90th minute at Upton Park. The game has long gone from West Ham. They're very spirited in the first 45 minutes. The first goal of the second half was always going to be crucial. And Salomon Kalou put it in from very close range to widen the gap between the two clubs in this match. Leading the table. Wright-Phillips. Well, the first half, undoubtedly. Ballack. Well, they couldn't quite muster what they did against Spurs. And they've conceded 4 at home again to a fellow London club. Here's Ferreira. Belmonte finding himself at left back. Ferreira kept on going. Sums up Chelsea. They keep on going. Ballack. Led by Spector.
You're right about the game. It ended almost the minute that Kalou knocked that ball in from a yard out. Put Chelsea 3-1 up. It ended in the minds, I think, of the West Ham players.
Cole. Well, the only problem for Chelsea, it wasn't a 9th straight clean sheet. All credit to the West Ham fans who have stuck with their team. And they will be needed. The 4 games left. It's going to be tough for the Hammers.
Yeah,
it's still not out of the question. They haven't been able to get any bonus points here. That's what they would have been.
And I don't think the next home game here will be any easier with another team coming chasing European ambitions. And that'll be Everton.
Pick themselves up and dust themselves down and go again, West Ham United.
I think there's a song in there somewhere, isn't it, Mr. Town?
You won't hear me singing it.
Good.
Essien. With a look for an example of character. Look no further than the opposition tonight. Character and quality.
I mean, look at that lunge, that tackle, and what, the 93rd stroke minute from the captain.
Noble.
You know, that's a tackle John Terry and Daft Way could have got injured making. But was there any thought of that in his mind in the game that was won? No.
It's a 9th straight win for Chelsea in the Premiership. Even though they conceded to Alan Kirbish's team the first league goal they've conceded since January, Manchester United just can't shake them off. West Ham United unable to help them or their own cause. 3 points again the gap between second and top. Chelsea simply refusing to give up the chase. 2 goals from Shaun Wright-Phillips. It's a very good night for him. Kalou and Drogba in the second half. Tevez got the West Ham goal. And Chelsea are preparing for the sprint to the tape. West Ham 1, Chelsea 4. And those 4 trophies are still very much in their sights.
The gap, 3 points again. Last time the title race was settled on goal difference, 1989, when Arsenal went to Anfield. Goal difference was exactly the same at the end of that, but a goal scored